Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy like back here with another YouTube video. And in today's video we're going to be doing Loki episode number 6, the season finale here. And it's going to be called Loki episode number 6. The season finale basically for all time, always review here on the channel today. So yeah, another Wednesday, another episode of Loki. In today's case, it's the season finale of Loki. Uh, yeah, first of all, I just want to warn everybody, spoilers ahead for episode 6 and basically the whole show, honestly. I'll just say the whole show. So yeah, spoiler for that. So if you haven't watched it yet, click off the video right now and come back if you want after you finish watching it. But anyways, let's get into this. So this episode was pretty interesting. It did showcase some stuff for the rest of the MCU. Personally, my personal favorite episodes of all shows, it's got to be the season finale, just because especially with these Marvel shows, is just because it showcases some more stuff for whatever they're in. For example, in the MCU, they're showcasing more like MCU things. For example, uh, in Falcon and Winter Soldier, they showcase John Walker joining Fontaine, for example. Whereas in this, it's a bit different. So that's something I really enjoy. That's why I was looking forward a lot to this episode too, is I was very curious to see what direction they were going with this Loki show, and also I knew that they might say something in terms of Kang the Conqueror, or maybe the multiverse, and they did. So, anyways, let's get into this episode. Let's do a quick recap here. So, first we see, the episode picks up after the events of the last episode, where they have just escaped the void. Loki and Sylvie are back, and they are pretty much looking for the timekeeper, and they find out it is actually, I don't think he specifically says it, but we all know him, Jonathan Majors, who plays Kang the Conqueror. So you already knew, if you knew that, you would be like, damn, Kang the Conqueror, that's pretty cool. And that's personally my opinion too. I thought it was interesting to see him. I was kind of expecting him, but not in that large capacity, where you kind of see he this was like a full fledged episode, and King was kind of explaining himself and stuff like that. We also saw like um, there's a lot of multiverses. We saw that too, which was interesting. We saw a different like whole different galaxy at the start of the episode, so that's interesting. That's where Loki and Sylvie were. So that's interesting as well. We saw back Mobius. He was back along with some of the TVA, and they were trying to focus on what was happening. So we see that, and in the end, we see Sylvie wanting to kill Kang, but she can't, and we see Loki trying to spare him because he wants to know exactly what's going on and everything like that. So that's interesting as well. Uh, we see that happen. Uh, then Loki gets pushed in, and we arrive to a cliffhanger where nobody knows who Loki is, and we see a statue with Kang on it. So I'm very curious to see what that means. So that's pretty interesting. They kind of left on a cliffhanger a bit. So I'm pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting about that. I also forgot to say this at the beginning of the review. I'll be doing a complete season review next week. Next week Wednesday to be exact. Uh, just with everything, like a complete review, talking about all the episodes. So that's in the case too. So yeah. Anyways, let's move on to my thoughts. Now, actually, before we move on to my thoughts, it's also been confirmed that Loki's coming back for season 2. It said so at the mid-credit scene. It did say season 2, Loki will be back for season 2. So that's pretty interesting as well. I mean, I'm pretty excited. I like the show, so I have no problem with it. Uh, Another thing is, where does this leave Loki? I have no clue, to be honest with you guys. I have no clue if he's going to join up with the other Avengers and maybe fight Kang, or what's going on with Kang and all that. So I'm very curious to see what's going on with that. I don't know if I'll do a separate video just talking, addressing the future of Loki. So yeah. Anyways, let's move on to my thoughts. I thought it was a very good season finale, very enjoyable. It kind of appeased my expectations. Like I didn't feel like I was underwhelmed or overwhelmed by the whole bunch of information I was getting. I thought it was very good and very on point on the information given. I thought the King the Conqueror stuff was pretty interesting. Especially he presents himself as an interesting villain. I mean, he wasn't really technically a villain in this show, but another thing I'm very curious to see is too, is what's King the Conqueror gonna do in Ant Man 3, because if you realize Ant Man 3 is just Ant Man 3 and it's not like an Avengers movie, so it doesn't make sense for Kang to get defeated in that movie. So maybe I'm thinking maybe he takes a similar role to how he had in Loki. So I'm kind of thinking that as well. Uh, I'm I was pretty happy with what we got. I kind of was on the verge of I was wondering if we were getting it a season 2, so I mean, I was hoping that we could hopefully get a season 2, so I'm happy to see that happen. Just for the sense that I feel like they could have done a bit more with this show in terms of like some of the places they go and stuff. I feel like it should have been longer, a bit longer. It would have been more fun, but I guess 6 episodes is the max limit, I guess. So, oh well. But my apologies. I keep yawning, but yeah, I thought Sylvie. We still have no clue who Sylvie is. Like she keeps saying she's a Loki, but I still think she's Enchantress to this day. Even when the show's ended, I still think she's Enchantress. But she even like nodded that she's just like I'm going to enchant them. So I'm thinking maybe that she'll definitely be Enchantress. Uh, but anyways, overall rating is easy 10 on 10. Very good season finale. But anyways, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video. Peace.